Hey, if you want to get some epic anime merch that you're not going to find anywhere else, check out our online store, AnimeUproar.com. We have Escanor, Praise the Sun, Meliodas, Feel the Wrath, Bon, Love the Pain, more Escanor, more Meliodas, and other things too, so check us out, link in the description. What is up everybody, it's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about the massive Escanor twist that just went down in the 7 Deadly Sins story. This twist is definitely a game changer, and depending on how you interpret what just happened, this could be very good news or very bad news for Escanor. If you're wondering what exactly I'm referring to, don't worry, I will break down all the latest developments and their potential consequences right here for your convenience. If you enjoyed the 7 Deadly Sins content on this channel and you'd like to see more, please leave a like to let me know. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Seriously, hitting that bell and turning on all notifications is really important now on YouTube. It's just how it works. If you don't do that, you will probably miss a lot of our videos. This video and other videos like it are made possible by our awesome AnimeUproar patrons. I will talk more about our Patreon at the end of the video, but first, please be warned that this video will contain manga spoilers. I will be dealing with the latest developments in the 7 Deadly Sins story, so manga spoilers are coming. Proceed with caution, you have been warned. Chapter 327 of the 7 Deadly Sins manga is called The Man Named Escanor, so if you weren't sure by now whether Diane's moment to shine was already over after one whole chapter, now we know for sure. At the very end of the previous chapter, we saw Escanor announce to the Demon King that he had some bad news for him, and the news was that it's high noon. The chapter ended with Escanor's transformation in its initial stages, but in chapter 327, Escanor has already transformed into the titan of a man that he is in his The One state. The Demon King recognizes this power, the power of the One, because he had seen it back when he was monitoring everything from Purgatory. And although he acknowledges that this is the power that was able to overcome both Meliodas and Zeldris on different occasions, the Demon King knows that the One's weakness is that it only lasts for a single minute. Because of this, the Demon King is not intimidated by the power of the One. Rather, he thinks this power is interesting and he wants to see for himself what Escanor is truly capable of. The other Sins make it clear that even though Escanor is now in his The One form, he is not alone in this fight. They are all here to help. However, Escanor tells them to stay out of this as he approaches the Demon King and stands face to face with him. We know how huge the Demon King's current form is compared to the size of, say, a normal human, but in his The One form, Escanor is actually slightly taller than the Demon King. The two men begin a fierce and absolutely incredible battle. The clash between them is so intense that even the spectators are being thrown around by the shockwaves. And Meliodas is actually forced to protect Elizabeth and Gelda with his body, just so they wouldn't be injured by the after effects of the battle. Now that Escanor is in his The One form again, he is at his most cocky and confident, but we have to take everything he says from now on with a grain of salt because of all the information that we have learned about him in the story so far. For example, as he clashes with the Demon King, both men are clearly doing a significant amount of damage to each other. Frankly, it seems like a fairly even match as the two behemoths go head to head and blow for blow. But as the Demon King gets the upper hand, he mocks Escanor and tells him to behold the power of the Demon Lord. He tells Escanor that his own power is in a different dimension from the power of his two sons, implying that Escanor has no hope of defeating him in the same way that he defeated Meliodas and Zeldris. But Escanor replies by saying that the pain he feels from the Demon King's blows is only a puny sensation, and that the Demon King's punches are not hurting him in the slightest. Nevertheless, we have to remember what Escanor said in previous chapters back before he regained possession of Sunshine. He said that when he had fought Meliodas, Escanor definitely felt immense pain. The pain was so bad that Escanor thought that he was going to die, but he carried on because of his unwavering commitment to do the right thing no matter what, even if it's at the cost of his very life. So when Escanor says that he doesn't feel the Demon King's punches, this is not true. The Demon King's current power is far greater than Meliodas' power back when he had fought Escanor, so you better believe that Escanor feels these punches and that he is suffering under the burden of unbelievable pain. However, because he is so determined to help his friends and to protect them and everyone else in Britannia from the Demon King, Escanor is dealing with the pain and he is pushing forward against all odds. Escanor is sacrificing his own body for the sake of others, and he is using his superhuman determination to overcome the terrible pain that he must be feeling. This is also why Escanor told the rest of the 7 deadly sins to stay out of this. It's not because he is 100% confident that he won't need their help. It is because Escanor wants to protect his friends from being seriously injured or even killed by the Demon King. Because of this, Escanor is going to do his very best to end this battle now, before the Demon King has the opportunity to hurt his friends or anyone else. Escanor will do everything in his power to defeat the Demon King right here and now, and to save everyone in the process. But this also means that Escanor is going all out in this battle, and that he is putting his body on the line. We know from his previous conversation with Mael that if he puts too much strain on his body in this battle, Escanor may not be able to take it, and he might literally die. But as we saw when a powerless Escanor put his life on the line to defend Gilthunder, Hauser, and Griamore from the Indira spawn, Escanor is willing to sacrifice his life to protect others. He is willing to give up his life to save his friends. And this means that Escanor may very well put his life in serious jeopardy during this battle in order to try to defeat the Demon King, even if the odds are stacked against him. This is very noble of Escanor. It is a testament to the strength of his character, but it is also very dangerous. While a more cautious character might put more emphasis on teamwork in order to protect himself, Escanor is willing to give it all for this one fight. And this willingness to go all out could end up costing him everything. Here's the important thing to remember. As much as we respect his bravery and commitment, the fact remains that if Escanor dies now, he can't protect anyone later. If he gives up his life, that might be a noble act, but it also means that he can't do any good for anyone else in the future, including his friends. Perhaps teamwork at this point would be a much wiser and safer strategy for everyone, but Escanor is nothing if not stubborn, and he continues to go blow for blow with the Demon King on his own. But even though both Escanor and the Demon King are landing blows on each other, and even though these blows have immense force, neither of the two men is backing down. Neither of them has been knocked down, let alone knocked out. Diane and the other sins are shocked that the Demon King is withstanding the incredible attacks that are coming from Escanor in his The One state. And even though the Demon King is definitely taking damage, as Bon rightly points out, the big problem is time. The Demon King praises Escanor and gives him his due, since the Demon King never thought that any human could hold his own as an equal against him, but even so, even after all of that, the Demon King points out that the time is up. An entire minute has already passed, and Escanor will now be reverting back to his normal daytime state. Even though Escanor did manage to do some significant damage to the Demon King, he did not manage to knock him down or knock him out, and now it's too late. However, as Escanor is about to lose his The One state, we see the words, "My friend, now I will finally fulfill my promise." In the next moment, instead of shrinking to his normal daytime form, Escanor's size increases until he is towering over the Demon King, even though just a moment ago they were roughly the same height. Escanor's The One form seems to be evolving into some new, even stronger form. It's like The One 2.0 or something crazy like that. I don't know what to say about it. I did not see this coming. I was thinking that while Escanor is in his regular The One form, the other sins would use teamwork to help him defeat the Demon King. I never for a moment envisioned that Escanor would somehow unlock a power-up beyond The One. There are two potential explanations for this, or at least two, but there could be more that I am just not seeing. The first is that those words that we saw about fulfilling my promise are coming from Mael. If that is the case, then I assume that when Mael gave Sunshine back to Escanor, he gave him even more power than he had before, meaning that Mael passed some of his own Archangel powers onto Escanor. This is a logical way to explain an additional power-up for Escanor. Mael's Archangel powers are allowing Escanor to stay in The One beyond 1 minute and to evolve beyond the regular The One form into some sort of The One 2.0 or The Two, I don't even know what to call it. If you've been following my 7 Deadly Sins videos for a while, then you know how disappointed I was with Mael and his refusal to personally fight the Demon King out of what seemed like pure cowardice. Nevertheless, it now seems that Mael might have redeemed himself just a bit by making Escanor even stronger than he used to be. And this means that the new and improved Escanor, the evolved Escanor, probably has a much better chance of defeating the Demon King than Mael would have had on his own, which makes Mael's decision to sit on the sidelines at least somewhat more understandable, but that is just one option. The second option is that Mael has nothing to do with this, and the words about keeping a promise were coming from Escanor and they were directed at Meliodas. In that case, it's Escanor saying that he intends to keep his promise to protect his friends, but he will do it at the expense of his own body and his own life. If Escanor is forcing his body to go beyond the one without any external help from someone like Mael, then I'm afraid that Escanor is probably going to get himself killed. His body has already been exhausted from his use of sunshine, and if he is now going to push his body beyond the one, then I really fear that the story might be building up to Escanor's actual death. I hope that's not the case. We don't want to lose Big Daddy Sunshine, one of the manliest characters in anime, but I just don't know at this point. Now, the official translation, which I read on Crunchyroll, does not have any text on the final page. But one of the other translations states that this is going to be continued in the side story called The King Sings of Loneliness. If this is true, what exactly does it mean? Is the main story about to take a detour to explore the backstory of either Escanor or the Demon King? Which one of them is the king who sings of loneliness? Is it both of them? Are we going to get a side story that reveals more about Escanor's life? Or maybe more about the Demon King's life? Including potentially the true nature of the Demon King's relationship with the supreme deity? I honestly don't know. The idea that this epic primetime clash between two behemoth warriors would be continuing in a side story is kinda crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are we going to get some type of side story that explores the origins of the Demon King or Escanor or both? Is this side story going to be separate from the main plotline like the Vampires of Edinburgh? Is it going to be a bonus chapter, chapter 327.5 or something like that? Or is the official chapter 328 going to cover the side story? Please give me your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Personally, I am pretty concerned about Escanor's well-being if option 2 is true and Mael had nothing to do with Escanor's new power-up. If Escanor is pushing himself to the breaking point to make this power-up happen, this could very well be the end of Escanor, which would suck a lot, but we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the 7 Deadly Sins content on this channel and you'd like to see more, please leave a like to let me know. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest 7 Deadly Sins news and updates. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thanks to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Angel Cruz, Steelers, Poet Pablo, Atropos Wraith, and $50 Beat. And also an epic thank you to all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolanatum, Matty Mac, and Mako Takun. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron-only Discord. And to show our gratitude, your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.